Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 10 already. Wow. Can you believe it? Almost done. Okay, so I'm in a very good mood this morning. I just found out recently that my daughter is pregnant. They're going to have a baby in May, and we're all excited about that. My wife and I are talking about moving closer to my daughter. She lives in Las Vegas. We live here in Oregon, but should be exciting. Anyway, just wanted to share that news with you. Okay, so welcome to week 10. Now, this is our last regular week of class. What do I mean by that? Well, this is the last week that you will have a discussion board and a quiz. This is week 10. Now, week 11, which starts next week, is finals week. And just like the midterm, there's no quiz during that week. There's no discussion board. It's only the final exam. And I'll talk to you just a little bit more about that here in a minute, but I want to talk to you about your papers. So I see all the papers are in now, and I'm going to grade them this week. And as I mentioned before, I think I did anyway, the same way I grade the midterms is I read all of the papers through and kind of get a feeling for where the class is at. Although by now I know where the class is at. This is a pretty bright class, and most of you are doing just fantastic work. So I expect to see some good papers there. But anyway, I read them all the way through, and then I go back through and I grade them. And I don't expect there to be any real difficulty. So don't expect any grades on these papers in some cases until later in the week. Maybe today's Monday, so maybe by Wednesday I'll have all those grades in. Because remember, I also have to grade a discussion board along with these papers. But that's my problem and my job. So, okay, that said, I do want to go back to finals week again, which is next week. You'll have the entire week to work on the exam, but here's the thing. All work must be turned in by the 9th. I think that's correct, right? December 9th, yes, which is Sunday. I cannot accept anything after that. So, if there's anything outstanding that you haven't turned in that's able to be made up or able to be completed, then please go ahead and you must get that in by the 9th. I cannot take anything after that because I've got to get your grades in. A few of you have asked me, you've missed some discussion boards and you've asked if you can make those up. Here's the problem with the discussion board. They cannot be made up because they are interactive. What do I mean by that? It depends on your participation and the participation of all the other students in the classroom at that time to participate in the discussion board. So if you try to make it up a week or 2 or 3 weeks later, it just doesn't work. So quizzes, yes, those can be made up. If you've missed any other assignment, your midterm exam, your paper, whatever, yeah, those can be made up. But like I say, anything that you have not turned in yet, be sure you check with me on it and see if it can be made up. And if it can, everything absolutely must be turned in by December 9th. So that's about all I've got for you, other than this week's discussion, and it'll be our last discussion, is on family. And the question is, if you could choose, would you be born into the same family you came into this world in, or would you choose another one? And I know for many people, I've been asking this question for years of my students. Most of them all say, I would choose the family I was born into. But occasionally you get somebody like me who says, oh no, I would much rather have chosen a different family. I'll tell you just briefly, and then I'll do this in the discussion board if I haven't already talked about some of these things. My father was an alcoholic. He was a wife beater. He'd often leave for days, weeks, months at a time. We lived a pretty impoverished lifestyle. Most of the time we were shamed because the neighbors knew what was going on. And so, yeah, it wasn't easy as a child and to be born into that family. So sure, would I have rather been born into a family like, Father Knows Best or whatever? Yes, you bet. That wasn't my situation. So that's what I'm asking you today. Again, any questions on anything, feel free to contact me. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll be talking to you real soon. Take care.